Chances are you may never have heard of a 3%er, and that's okay by them. They're a relatively new kind of militia group. They claim to have some 400 members in Minnesota, and they've divided the state up into 7 zones in a kind of command control structure. They say they're ready to defend us in a coming civil war. The question is, who exactly do they plan on fighting?
They've always hidden in plain sight. Those who believe one day our government will go too far.
Are you still a member?
I have no comment about that on camera.
No comment?
A world where grievances and guns
We will defend ourselves.
go hand in hand.
If there's no firearm serial number on there, it's untraceable.
Joshua Rader is a commanding officer in the United Patriots of Minnesota 3%, and one of the few willing to talk about the movement publicly.
Everybody told me not to do this interview.
But even he doesn't trust us. His brother will videotape our interview.
What does the group stand for?
Group stands for pretty much protecting our community, protecting our gun rights, protect the Second Amendment, Constitution. You know, pretty straightforward stuff that you're used to hearing from patriot groups, I guess.
The name 3%ers comes from the American Revolution, a belief long disputed that only 3% of the colonists took up arms against England. The 3%ers share ideological DNA with other right-wing extremist groups like the Posse Comitatus, the Oath Keepers, and Sovereign Citizens, and especially the militia and patriot movements of the last 20 years. 3%ers have also become very social media savvy, spreading their message and sharing pictures on Facebook.
We have patriots out here from Wisconsin, Minnesota, Montana, Arizona, Utah, Nebraska, Kansas. They're from all over the place.
3%ers have regular training exercises around the country, like this one in Colorado. Preparations, they say, for natural disasters, a terror attack, or if everything just goes to hell.
I think their country is possibly headed in the direction of a civil war.
The rap on patriot groups is that you're all a bunch of racists.
I completely disagree with the white supremacist movement. I also disagree with the black supremacist movement.
What about someone who espouses discriminatory beliefs about African Americans, about Muslims? Would you accept them into your group?
We do not accept hate-mongering type of people, because that's not what we stand for.
Joshua Rader says their members in Minnesota come from all walks of life, including law enforcement. But he also admits they've had a few bad apples.
I run into nuts here and there. Definitely they come and try to join my group, and you got to weed them out right off the bat. Obviously, no one thought to check out Jason Thomas.
Hi, Jason. How are you?
This is Jason Thomas, and he was the leader of the 3%ers in Minnesota until his home in Red Wing was raided by the FBI earlier this year.
Simply to protect the civilian population, both from man-made threats and natural threats.
Is government a man-made threat?
Yes, it is. Historically, both in America and throughout the world, governments they've killed more citizens than war itself has.
According to a previously sealed search warrant in the case, the FBI considers the Minnesota 3%ers a militia group which believes in the violent resistance to or intended overthrow of the U.S. government.
I'm not sure exactly why they're targeting us. I'm sure it's something to do with the ideology, just the group in general, yeah.
But the FBI said it was also what Jason Thomas wrote on Facebook. Quote, "I can guarantee you that I'll be one of the first to start killing feds, and I'm actually trying to build up our capacity to challenge them."
I imagine you will say that you did not say those things the FBI thinks you said about killing federal agents or anything like that.
Can't comment on that.
You can't comment on that.
There is a violent fringe within these movements that is persistent and has been persistently deadly.
Michael German's a former FBI agent who's gone undercover in several other militia groups. He says 9/11 and Islamic extremism has overshadowed extremism on the far right. But if you exclude their signature events, 9/11 and the bombing of the federal building in Oklahoma City, according to Justice Department data, nearly twice as many people have died since 1990 from terrorism on the far right.
The groups that I infiltrated had a public face that they presented as benign, when in fact, behind the scenes, we were manufacturing explosives and trafficking in illegal firearms.
Unknown to the Minnesota 3%ers, the FBI flipped one of their members who became a paid confidential informant, telling the FBI the group was involved in manufacturing untraceable assault rifles, buying them in pieces, what's known as an 80% lower.
The reality of it is it can be done relatively easy. I mean,
the ATF, which is not involved in this investigation, showed us how someone can take a raw hunk of metal, drill it out, add a bolt, a hammer, a firing mechanism, and turn it into the receiver of an AR-15.
This piece is not even a firearm at this point.
Correct.
But you mill out this piece, and then you get this.
right.
And now you have a firearm.
And because that lower part of the AR-15 is homemade, there is no serial number.
But how traceable are these weapons if they don't have a serial number?
If there's no firearm serial number on there, it's untraceable.
The FBI says a member wrote to Thomas, if I can produce 80% lowers into a full weapon for $400 or $500, maybe we could hook up the loyal members. And those weapons would be perfectly legal to possess, as long as you don't have a criminal record. The problem for Jason Thomas is he's got a rap sheet. Did time 15 years ago for burglary and criminal mischief.
I'm not aware of how me possessing firearms violates the Second Amendment of the United States Constitution.
Because you have a felony. I don't think.
By last year, other members had had enough of Jason Thomas, complaining on Facebook that the last 4 training events have been drunk fests. Saturday morning, there was broken beer bottles in my fire pit and puke in my yard. One guy slept in his car with no idea how he even got there. Members also began questioning Jason Thomas's alleged military background.
I've had him personally say to me that he's in the 10th Mountain Division and he was an Afghanistan veteran. I know that's a flat-out lie.
In fact, we checked. Jason Thomas doesn't have a military record, something he admits.
Were you a member of the Army? Were you an Army Ranger? You don't have any military service. No. And you never claimed to have any military service. No.
His lies put people in danger. His putting us in danger with the FBI, with the government.
They see themselves as a militia, but they have more drama than reality show housewives. It's hard to tell if they're just peculiar misfits, a legitimate political movement, or some kind of domestic threat. Jason Thomas told us he still thinks about what happened 24 years ago with the raid on the Branch Davidians in Waco, Texas. Martyrs, he believes, for a government that went too far.
10 years old, I watched with my own eyes on live national TV as 30-some kids were burned alive in Waco, Texas. And they were surrounded by, government agents. So I saw from my own eyes that, right there on live TV, that these things can happen in your own country.
Jason Thomas is currently charged in state court with being a felon in possession of a firearm. The FBI would not comment on an active investigation. The 3%ers elected a new state president just 3 days ago. He told me tonight they're in the process of cleaning house. For the Fox 9 investigators, I'm Tom Lydon.